Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. Today we continue our journey through smart building, efficient progression, and heroes that give you real value without draining your account. And this time, we're focusing on one of the most underestimated control heroes in the entire Progress faction, Judge. Judge is not flashy. He doesn't delete teams in one skill, he doesn't jump, dash, or explode the battlefield. But what he does is something far more dangerous. He controls the tempo. He slows everything down. He protects key allies. And when built correctly, he becomes one of the most consistent low-cost control heroes you can rely on at every stage of the game. And that's exactly what this guide is about. Not maxing everything. Not overspending. But building Judge to the point where he fully performs his role, and then stopping, saving resources, and moving on to your next hero. Judge is an intelligence-based control hero from the Progress faction. He stands in the middle line and attacks using magic damage. Two of his skills scale directly with magic attack, while his other two depend purely on skill level. His basic attack is physical, but it's largely irrelevant to his impact in battle. His true value comes from control and protection. Judge periodically stuns and slows the entire enemy team, disrupting rotations, delaying ultimates, and breaking momentum. At the same time, he provides one of the most unique defensive mechanics in the game, shields that protect both the frontmost and the backmost ally, absorbing any type of damage. Physical, magical, pure, it doesn't matter. Those shields buy time, and in hero wars, time wins fights. So the question becomes simple. How do we make Judge do this job efficiently, without wasting resources? The first thing to understand is that Judge remains relevant at all stages of the game. Early game, his stuns and shields are oppressive. Mid-game, they stabilize fights. Late game, they enable damage dealers to survive long enough to do their work. That means we're not building a temporary hero. We're building a long-term tool. Let's start with one of the most efficient investments in the entire game, Sparks of Power. This one is not optional. Max them. Sparks increase all three primary attributes at once, which means more intelligence, more health, more durability, and more magic attack. It's fast, it's cheap compared to other systems, and it scales everything Judge needs. No hesitation here. Hero level is next, and again, there's no shortcut. Judge must be level 120. Not 118. Not 119. Level 120 unlocks talismans, and talismans are one of the most powerful low-effort systems in the game. Judge has two of them, and even though they're not easy to obtain, the first one alone can replace the effect of multiple skins if upgraded properly. Skill levels are straightforward. Max all of them. Judge's control, shields, and team impact depend heavily on skill level, especially for the abilities that don't scale with stats. This is a cheap investment with huge returns, so never skip it. Now let's talk about evolution. 5 stars is enough. Judge's soul stones are available through the arena shop and heroic chest, which means absolute star will take time. But here's the truth, Judge does not need absolute star to function. His control, shields, and stuns work perfectly well at 5 stars. Anything beyond that is luxury, not necessity. Now we move into glyphs, and this is where many players overspend. Ideally, yes, all glyphs at level 40 is perfect, if you're disciplined with your runic stones and only invest during milestone events. But if you're low on resources and need to prioritize, then 3 glyphs are more than enough. Magic attack comes first. This directly improves the 2 skills that scale with it and strengthens Judge's overall impact. Health comes second. Judge must survive long enough to cycle his control and shields, and health gives him universal durability. Intelligence comes third, scaling magic attack further and adding a bit of magic defense. Stop at level 40. Do not push further. The cost explodes, and the return does not. Artifacts are where Judge really starts to shine, but only if you choose correctly. Your absolute first priority is his book artifact, the Tome of Arcane Knowledge. This artifact amplifies Judge's control roll more than anything else. It boosts magic attack and survivability simultaneously, making his stuns stronger and keeping him alive longer. This is where your artifact coins should go first. Always? After the book, you move to his ring artifact, the Ring of Intelligence. This further increases magic attack and adds health, reinforcing the same roll. If resources are tight, you stop here. Book first, ring second, and that's enough to make Judge fully functional. Weapon artifact can wait. Judge does not rely on burst timing like damage dealers do. His value is constant, not explosive. Talismans deserve special attention. Judge has two, and both originally came with a high emerald cost. His second talisman is not yet available through Eternal Frontier, making it difficult to obtain. But the first one, which boosts intelligence and magic attack, is available through the Eternal Frontier shop for 700k coins. And yes, it's worth it. That talisman alone dramatically improves Judge's performance. It enhances control, strengthens shields, and improves survivability. If you're planning to use Judge long term, this is one of the smartest purchases you can make with Frontier coins. Skins are where discipline matters most. Judge does not need many skins. He needs one. Magic attack skin. Period. This skin increases the stat that directly improves his control and shield effectiveness. If you build only one skin on Judge, this is it. No hesitation. No alternatives. Once that skin is fully maxed, you may move to the second magic attack skin if resources allow. But everything else, intelligence, magic defense, health, can wait. Those skins do not change how Judge performs his role. And skins are expensive. Never waste them. When built this way, Judge becomes exactly what he's meant to be. A low-cost, high-impact control hero. He stuns. He slows. He shields. He buys time. And most importantly, he lets your damage dealers do their job safely. That's the philosophy here. Build Judge just enough to function perfectly, and then stop. Save resources. Move on. Build your next hero. Increase your roster depth. Increase your options. Because progression isn't about one perfect hero. It's about having answers. Judge is one of those answers. So Guardians, if you've been sleeping on Judge, now is the time to rethink that. Built smart, he gives you control, stability, and protection at a fraction of the cost of many meta heroes. And in a game where resources are always limited, that matters more than ever. Build efficiently. Spend wisely. And let your heroes do exactly what they're meant to do. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.